Hello viewers, you are welcome once again to Wellbeing Core. Today I want to talk about how the stress related to the current world situation that we're going through is affecting everybody. So yes, right now I am speaking in the midst of the problem that currently faces us all over the world. And of course, you cannot prepare for what you never knew would happen. So everyday life has its own problems. Everyday life has its own stresses. And coupled with that is the stress of the current pandemic that the whole world is having to face together. So in the last 12 months, the global issue we now share piles on top of the pressures of life that never stops anyway. So on top of the day-to-day challenges of life, we have to grapple with the fear of getting infected by this virus, the fear of dying from this virus, the fear of losing loved ones, or actually losing loved ones. To which I say, for anyone who has lost a loved one, a friend, a neighbor, a co-worker, do accept my sympathy and sorry for your loss. And I hope you find peace. There's also the fear of social isolation, actual isolation, loneliness, job loss, home loss, financial pressures, fear of uncertainty, homeschooling. That's an added pressure in itself because it's something we were never prepared for. And it goes on week after week after week, month after month. And then there's the physical stress and the strain of actually working from home. So you're probably sitting at your computer at your work desk for longer hours than you actually normally would. So here, friends, I have about 10 tips just to help us to feel less stressed, to help us to reduce our day-to-day stress. The stress will be there. It's always there. But the important thing is to know how to manage it. Those highs and lows, just learning to manage it. And that goes a long way to ensuring that things don't break down further in terms of our health, in terms of our well-being, mental health, So the first point is to ensure that our meals are planned. When I say planned meals, I mean it may have to be that you have a meal timetable of sorts. So you're not having to think about every meal. What are we going to have for lunch? What are we going to have for dinner? You're not having to actually think about it when it comes to it. But if it's pre-planned, honestly, that removes a lot of stress because this is something that you have to do every day. You have to feed your family every day. But you take away that pressure of having to think about what to prepare for your family. So on a week-to-week basis, if you have a weekly meal timetable, you already have your shopping list there. If you have your timetable, then your shopping grocery list mirrors your food timetable. And so you already know what the meals are on Monday to Tuesday, Wednesday, all through the week. And that's what everybody has for lunch, for dinner, for breakfast, whatever it is. It really takes the pressure off and it's straightforward. Things are smoother. The second point is in terms of listening to the news. I would say pick a particular time in the day when you're going to listen to the day's news to keep yourself up to date so that you know what is going on. Beyond that, it's no longer necessary because then there is the tendency to just consistently feed yourself with negative information. The information you take in actually dictates how you feel, because those are the thoughts that you're going to ruminate over even after the news is over. After you've listened to it over and over again, you would keep thinking these things over and over in your mind. Most of the time it's not good news, and especially now it is not good news. But keep yourself up to date, maybe once a day, maximum twice, and then move on to other things. Move away from the news because it's adding pressure to you, to your mind, and to your physical being, your physical well-being. My third point is the need for exercise. So, whilst it is true that our gyms are closed at this time, we do not have access to the usual facilities that we would love to. You can still go out and take a walk for half an hour at least. Walk for an hour if you can, but at least take half an hour of walking. If you are housebound, something you can do indoor are stretches if you can. If you can do stretches, simple stretches, or just, you know what, actually just marching on the spot, you know, just something to move your body. If you can stand up and just march on the spot as fast as you can or slow, either way, just be doing something. But if you can step out, it's good because that's fresh air, that's sunlight, vitamin D for your body. So, and it's a change of scenery as well. You probably have been stuck to your computer all morning and will be stuck to it again all afternoon. But give yourself that break. Take a step out if you can and take a walk around your local area before you get back in to continue. Next is meditation and mindfulness. And this is about just staying calm and quiet. For some people, quiet is not actually necessary something that calms them down. They still have to have some background noise, and that's fine if that's what calms you down. But mindfulness and meditation is about being in a state of calm and being present with your thoughts. So whatever it is that you choose to focus on, some people hum. Some of us who are of faith would meditate on the word, would meditate on the Bible, on verses, or prayer if you're of faith. But otherwise, you can do visual imaging as well, just focusing on what you choose to meditate on at that point in time. 5 to 10 minutes a day is so calming. It lowers your blood pressure and it helps to ease anxiety and symptoms of depression. So try it, give it a try today. It works. It frees your mind, you know, so your mind is not on the balls, you know, always moving at a very fast frequency all the time, but that is a very calming time. It really works. Give it a try today. Keeping in touch is the fifth point: keeping in touch with family and friends. And this goes beyond social media connection. That's not what I mean. It's far better to speak physically on the phone. There is a better, deeper connection with speaking on the phone than being on social media or on WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger and all of that. And it is better still if you can actually do some video calling. If you can video call on WhatsApp, if you can Zoom call, so that when you see someone through a screen face to face, again, that is as far as you can go for now because of social distancing. But if you do it, it will make you feel better. The sense of loneliness will not be so overwhelming, and it does make you feel connected to other people outside of your home. That's really important. Social connection, very important for mental health. The sixth point is about financial issues or financial worries. And the government have various programs in place to support those who are unemployed, self-employed but cannot actually work at this time, or families that are struggling financially. So please do reach out if you have a need in this area. Reach out. There are various organizations out there to help. There are food banks. There are food banks in churches, with charities. There are charities that are actually set up to help in this way. Some supermarkets as well are involved, with food banks. So please ask around. Your local authority is another organization to get in touch with. So government financial support websites are also available. There is also your job center and your benefits agency. In fact, they are a very good starting point, because then they will be able to signpost you to other services that they are not offering, but that they know will be beneficial to you. So obviously, if you're looking for a job, your job center is a good place. Or if you're looking to apply for benefits, that is a very good place to start. Also, in addition to government financial support websites, banks are actually being helpful and generous by offering holidays on loans, on mortgages, and overdrafts. So do explore those possibilities as well. Point number 7 is on homeschooling. It's very useful to keep to the same routines through the working week. That can be quite useful because your day is more likely to run smoothly and you are more likely to achieve most of the tasks that you have planned out for your day. So, but when it's not planned in that way, then things are a bit haphazard, and at the end of your day, you might feel that you've not actually achieved as much as you intended to. So it's useful for the smooth running of your day from day to day. 8 is that if you are suffering from any illnesses unrelated to COVID-19, then it's important to ensure, especially if you are on prescribed medication, which you have to fill in a prescription for every month. Try and make sure that you order your medication on time well before you run out, at least a week before you run out. Have a plan in place for how to order repeat medications from month to month to ensure that you don't run out, because that can be a source of anxiety in itself. Point number 9, try to engage in fun activities and hobbies. So anything, any activities that are fun for you, if you find fun in dancing, then have a time in your day where you do just that. Or reading, if that's your relaxation activity. Singing, painting, writing, um, okay, watching a movie. Could watch a comedy and have a laugh. Laughter is medicine, by the way. Whatever it is that brings you joy and fun, that makes you laugh and makes you feel relaxed at the same time, make sure that you do that every day. Every day. So engage in that every day. It's always worth it. I personally try to engage in a fun, creative thing for myself every day. I try every day because I know how important it is and I know what it means to me. I love being creative with fabric. I love crochet. I love crochet. Now, I am not nowhere near perfect at it. I'm still learning, but I love crochet. And so I try to make sure that I do some crocheting every day. That's one of my fun things amongst many. So that's important to keep you going. The 10th point now is about your posture and your sitting position. Your sitting posture is so important right now. Why? Because you and your children, if you're homeschooling, are having to sit in front of a computer for hours every day, day in, day out, every single day. Now, if it's probably in your job, that's what you would normally do. But there's probably a slight twist to it because now you're in your home and your children are having to do the same. And more so for your children where, I mean, your children never really used to have to spend such long hours in front of a computer screen. They go to school rather, from 8:30 till probably 3 or 3:30. And who knows, yes, they love their games. That is so true. They love their phones. That's so true. So from the time they finish school, who knows? Some of them are probably on their games and their phones for the next 5 hours until they go to bed. But in addition to that, for school, they also now have to do that. So posture and sitting position is very important for avoiding future issues with back, neck, and shoulder problems. So take 10 minutes to get up and take a walk about. Take a walk around the block, around the house. Go up and down the stairs a few times if you like. Just to stretch your legs, stretch your muscles. Drink a glass of water before you get back to the next lesson. That's important for the children. And it's healthy as well for the eyes, not to focus on the screen for hours on end. Here is the best sitting position when working at your desk. Here is just an image. Now, lastly, the last thing I want to talk about. Sometimes the first signs of tension begins in the shoulder area, round about the shoulder, the neck. And if it's ignored, it could progress to a headache and a feeling of unwellness. So, at the first signs of tension in your shoulder radiating to your neck, check your thoughts, check your emotions, check what's going on in your mind. And if you can, just put the brakes on whatever that emotion is right there. Secondly, step away from anything that is mentally or physically tasking at that point in time and take a break. So if you're at work, usually you would have tea breaks or lunch breaks. So if you can, go for your tea break. Just take your 10-15 minute break. You can also just do a 5-minute, 10-minute mindfulness meditation, and make sure that you're taking deep breaths in that time. Before you return to your work, take a glass of water. After you've done your meditation or mindfulness, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, if you can manage it, take a glass of water to keep yourself hydrated. And then give yourself a 2-minute gentle tapping around your shoulders and your neck. 1 minute on either side. Repeat it as you find necessary. And this tends to loosen the tight shoulder and neck muscles, and it helps with the blood flow. And here is what I mean. So, with your 2 fingers, just tap around, back and forth. You can tap upwards towards your neck, just gently. If you can do it yourself, that's fine. But better still, if someone can do it for you, and just 1 minute, and then shift to the other side. You'll be surprised how relieving that can be. It just eases the tension. And it helps the blood to flow freely. Interesting thing is, the first time when you start to tap, you might actually feel like it's a bit sensitive to touch. The muzzle, you might actually feel the tightness and the fact that it's a little bit painful to touch. But it works. Give it a try. So guys, I hope you continue to manage your stresses. It's unavoidable. Stress is part of life. It's all about learning to manage. Thank you for listening, and I hope this has been very useful. All the best, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.